Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj for the Everyday Fan Sports. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Jaiden Jones, a junior at North Fort Myers High School in North Fort Myers, Florida, and a wide receiver and cornerback on the varsity football team. Once again, Jaiden, thanks for taking some time out to speak with me today. I really appreciate it, and congrats on your success here on the football team, Jaiden.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be here. Blessed to be doing this interview.
No, definitely. Okay, Jaiden, let's talk about the home of Deion Sanders, aka Primetime. Tell me how everything is going in terms of preparing for the 2022 season here.
Um, at North Fort Myers, we've been working a lot. Workouts at 6:30 in the morning. Got to be there at 6, no later, no less. So it's been good, especially with having famous alumni like Deion Sanders, Noel Devine, Javon Curse. You get to really learn a lot about the culture and environment of North Fort Myers. Because even with our numbers, certain numbers like Deion Sanders, number 10, there's a kid on our team who wears it, and he actually had get to have a conversation with Primetime himself
Wow,
just to wear his number. Same with other guys. So
yeah.
The culture there is amazing. So
That's great. That's really cool. Okay, wanted to ask you just about I believe it's head coach Dwayne Mack. If I have the assistant coaches as well, the rest of the coaching staff, David Pasquale, Ira Riggins, and Christopher Sneddon. But talk about head coach Dwayne Mack, just what he's meant to you in terms of your development, your progression here as said on the football team.
Yes, sir. So my freshman year, I went to a school out of Baker, right? I was small. I probably weighed like a buck 30. It was crazy. But then I transferred to North Fort Myers High School with the intentions of, getting bigger, getting faster, stronger. And with having head coach, Coach Mack there, he really pushed me to my limits to make sure I'm getting there, working out all the time, make sure I'm eating right. But the biggest credit I would have to say is Coach Sneddon, because Coach Sneddon, our weight room coach, offensive line coach, really good dude. He pushes me in the weight room. I'm talking about even when I walk into the weight room, some days I just not feeling it at all. Some days he gives you that talk or that little extra kind of motivation to really get you there. And sometimes you really need to have coaches like that, because maybe you're down in the game and you need that little bit of motivation there. So I think altogether, Coach Riggins, Coach Mack, Coach Sneddon, Coach Pasquale, all of our players and coaches, clash together and makes a really good team for us. So
no, that's fantastic. Okay, let's talk about coming off that 2021 season. I think you guys went 5-5, 3-2 in the league. Talk about this year's team, the roster in terms of the talent is on there. Wanted to get your perspective on what you foresee for this upcoming season.
Yeah, so last year we had a lot of guys out. I myself was out because I had injuries with ACL stuff. So this year coming back, we got a couple new transfers like Tavares Irons, Adrian Stone, and we got a lot of players coming off the bench. And me and myself, our team is more centered. Like, we're a team this year. You know what I mean? So we got a new quarterback, Bryce DeRoss. I really like Bryce because you can talk to him and he really understands. He's in my class too, so that's the best part about it. And we got skilled players all across the board, like Levante Somerset, me, Daniel Newsom, Tavares Irons. We got a lot of guys that can go both ways and make a really good impact on this team this year. Yeah. So this season, I really have high hopes for us. I really see that we could make it deep in the playoffs and maybe even a state championship. So
that's tremendous. You made an excellent point. A two-way player, wide receiver and cornerback. Just talk about in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition, watching film. You talked about your quarterback. Trying to get on that same page in terms of, with the routes that you run, especially, trying to get your timing down, especially here in the summertime. Just talk about, those components. Those are essential in terms of, that you want to have a winning season, coming up here. Can you talk about that, Jaiden?
Yeah. Yes. So basically, the first thing you got to be in order to be like a great athlete is the mindset part. Mm-hmm. You have to have a great mindset in order to play the game of football, because if you don't, you're not going to make it in the next level. Because trust me, there's been days where I didn't want to wake up at practice at 5:30 in the morning and go work out, go lift weights. So that part, and just becoming like more consistent and thinking like, okay, I got to go to workouts. Let's make it a great day instead of getting all the negative stuff out. And the second part is just eating right. You can't be a good athlete without not eating right, putting the right stuff in your body too. Mm-hmm. So then that's what Coach Sneddon also helps us do. He sends us meal plans, make sure we're eating right, make sure we're eating. His famous saying is, eat when you're not hungry and drink when you're not thirsty. Yeah. So, I kind of live by that now. Yeah. You know, even when I'm not hungry, I'm going to start trying to eat like a Nature Valley bar or something like that. Yeah. Try and get food in my body, trying to get my system running. So, so.
Especially down there in the heat and humidity, you know, staying hydrated, I'm sure, of course, is critical as well for you too, Jaiden.
And Florida heat, I'm not gonna lie, Florida heat is way different than like states, like regular city states. Florida heat is like very hot and humid, so you got to really stay hydrated with like, and plus when you're running around in 90-degree weather on a consistent basis, staying hydrated is a mandatory key too. Yeah.
No, true. Hey, you're a multi-sport athlete as well. Of course, basketball, but as you indicated, football is your first love. Played Pop Warner, you know, made it to Disney. Just talk about that as well. That you're keeping in shape year round. I mean, again, you know, it's important. Just talk about having that flexibility, that durability. I mean, that's for you. I'm sure it's important. Just talk about that as well, Jaiden.
I got you. So, basically, when I was probably like around like 6, 7, I played for a basketball team called Florida Future. We were good. It was something to keep me busy, keep me like not playing football whenever spring football was around, because I never played spring. Spring was for like kids who just were starting to get into football, and I didn't want to get into that. So I started playing basketball with like my friends. I really got into it because one of my friends said, hey, just come out and try out. I'm like, okay. So then I tried out. I made the team. And then the best part about playing basketball, travel basketball, is like not the actual basketball game itself, but the trips you go on with your friends, like staying in a hotel, playing video games, having that social interaction outside of your own city. Yeah. So, and then you meet other people, like you meet other coaches, other kids. You hang out sometimes, especially when you're sitting there waiting on games from basketball. So, I mean, that's something that kept me busy. But in Pop Warner, we had a really good team. It was it was myself. We had a good quarterback named Carter Smith, running back Micah Anderson. We also had Winston Watkins Jr. on our team too. Mm-hmm. He's making some buzz at IMG Academy too. So our team was like really, really like well-based. We made it to nationals. But the best part, I wouldn't say, was football for me. It was always hanging around those guys, going to practice, especially when we went to Disney. We went to the park, and just being around those guys on a consistent basis was always fun. Yeah, that's always the time I would always remember from Pop Warner days.
I know football is especially poignant and meaningful because you're wearing a necklace with you lost one of your coaches, Ryan Anderson, in a car accident last year, and there's a quote that you have here, you know, that that motivates you. You indicated you can hear him telling you it's all about the little things. Nunu, which is your nickname. Just talk about that, Jaiden.
Yeah. So my coach Ryan Anderson, he was with me since I was like 5 years old, first getting into football, and I really credit him to my first love in football, you know, he's someone that I used to just talk to just to get stuff off of my chest. And him passing away really hurt me because, he was always there for me. But this quote, it's always little things that matter, because the little things end up big things. Like you could have a leak in your pipe or something, and somehow the pipe bursts and floods your whole house. It's always the little things that matter. you don't run a route right, or you don't sprint with the ball, you have the ball tucked loose. It's always little things that can turn over into like bigger things. And his point was really proving it Disney because I think it was myself. I had fumbled the ball. Like I was in the 1 yard line, fumbled the ball, boom, fell right out. And it was just a little thing. That little thing turned into a big thing because it almost switched momentum. But even in life, the little things always matter too. So
no, you're definitely on point with that. Okay, let's talk about what you've been doing. Of course, outside of team practices, you have a position trainer. I think it's Ed Gant, and then working with their personal trainer, I think is Tom McRae, aka the Speed Doctor, as well. Talk about what those guys have meant to you, and just in terms of helping you again, build up. I said your what you've been able to excel in the field, and just in terms of just moving up that ladder, and just talk about that, Jaiden.
So with me coming back this year off of my ACL injury, Coach Ed Gant has really helped me like get back into the craft of my receiver stuff, like breaking down, running my routes more smoothly. And we just came back from a 7-on-7 in Miami, and like I was working my craft, I was getting open. It was starting to come back natural to me. So I really credit him. And with him being in the league playing for Tampa Bay and the Arizona Cardinals and stuff, he made it to the level that I want to reach. Yeah. So he gives me that mindset. He throws that mindset on me, like you just have to push through everything. People are gonna talk about you. People are not gonna like you. You just have to push through. You know what I mean? So I really credit him towards that. And my speed trainer, Torrance McCray, he's been with me since I was a kid, since I can remember. And funny thing is, he never even wanted to coach little kids. Those are always like high school athletes. But the first day my brother went out there, I was bored, so I just wanted to train with him. And ever since then, I've been with him since I was a kid, just working out. I remember us working there was like 5 of us all working out at the park, just having fun while also getting some work in. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So I really credit Torrance McCray too, because he helps a lot with my speed, my agility, getting out, my cuts. And I really credit towards that. He's someone I can call, and he's like a family member to me. So
that's terrific. Hey, talk about this. You mentioned the mental aspect of football, but physically, the fact that you're coming off a serious injury, in an ACL, that's no joke. Yeah. Just talk about that. There's a lot of ups and downs. You go, just talk about, the grind, just to be able to, come back and, I said, meet your expectations or even exceed them in terms of where you want to go. Just talk about that, Jaiden.
Yeah, so football, when I first tore my ACL, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to quit football. It was a real heartbreaker for me, but at the end of the day, I had a place that I wanted to go, and that place was I wanted to make it to the NFL. So I put my pride aside and I said, you know what, let's work back towards it. And I remember my first day of PT, physical therapy, it was horrible. It's the most pain I've ever felt, because that day after surgery, that week after surgery, they force you to bend your knee, and it was a horrible experience. But ever since then, I really feel myself coming back and exceeding those expectations. For me, it's all about confidence in the way you play. If you don't have confidence in yourself, then you won't believe in yourself. Because the biggest thing in order for athletes is having confidence in yourself. You know what I mean? So I've been grinding. I've been working out at least 2 times a day, trying to
rehabilitate.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Get to that place where I want to be. Yeah. And it's been hard. It hasn't been easy. It's always been hard. You know what I mean? Coming off a gruesome injury, and then people saying, "Oh, you're not going to be what you were in Pop Warner. You're not going to be this. You're not going to be that." Just throwing shade. Yeah. And those are the people that were really that you thought believed in you. But sometimes you got to use that hate and that anger and build it up. You know what I mean? Because this year I'm coming back on a mission.
Yeah.
I'm coming back on a mission this year. Prove everybody wrong. That's my biggest thing. I'm gonna prove everybody, all the haters, everybody wrong this year. And that's my big.
Hey, talk about putting that Red Knights jersey on, the number 5. Those what does that represent to you? You know, Friday night lights, Saturday afternoons during the fall, but you know when you put that jersey on, just talk about just how electric and just that adrenaline rush you get.
That adrenaline rush for putting on a football jersey, Friday night lights is something different. That's an experience you'll never forget. And for me, putting on that jersey, all your families, all your friends, coaches, and to watch you, it's just something different. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta push yourself. You know, you gotta leave everything out on the field. All that stress you endured during the week, just leave it out on the field. And for me, that's the biggest thing, because putting on the jersey with my brothers, seeing everybody get dripped out, you know, even our linemen sometimes, they want to throw in a little drip sometimes too.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the best feeling in the world. Especially we just had photo shoot day 2 at Norfolk Myers. I put on that jersey. I was ready to play. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, you know, you talked about I mean, there's a buildup. I mean, once you know Friday hits, you know, you get out of school. You know, in terms of you know preparing. You know, I said for a game that night. You know, locker room. You know, I said putting the jersey on, coach's speech, the walk down to the field, rushing onto the field. Just talk about those in-game situations and just that entire. You have the band, you have the cheerleaders, as you said, you have family, friends, classmates. Just talk about not only the home games but the away games, because you know, in terms of the culture, the brotherhood, those bus trips away for away games are just as special as the home games. Jaiden.
Yeah. So last year, since I didn't play, I really didn't get the full experience of going out, getting ready to play. But even if I didn't play, when I didn't play, everybody in the locker room was lit. Like there was never a dull moment. Even when we lost, we would still have fun with it, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just a good experience all around. The away games, I'm not gonna lie, the away games be more fun than the home games, because you got everybody going to the away games, especially if it was a rivals game like Fort Myers. Those games be jam-packed, I'm not going to lie. And there's a lot of Norfolk Myers alumni that come out and show support. And it's all love at Norfolk Myers. That's the best thing. That's the best thing about Norfolk Myers. It's all love. There's no hate. Even if you could be a nobody, and you could tell people, "Oh, I play for Norfolk Myers football team." They're gonna be like, "Oh, really?" Yeah. So it's just good experience.
Yeah.
And we always have a big crowd no matter where we go, even if the game's like 2 hours away. Games are away. Our school loves football.
No, that's fabulous. Okay, we know it's just not about being an athlete; it's being a student athlete. You know, I said achieved a 3.5 GPA. Say your mom is very hard on you about your grades. As you indicate, you got no other choice because you need to make something out of yourself. Just talk about that having that time management, having that organization down pat, and the fact that, again, you know, I said your hard work in the classroom is definitely paid off, you know, in terms of your GPA here, Jaiden.
Excuse me. But yeah, so my mom pushes me all day to the biggest thing she preaches at school. She don't even care about the football part. Well, she does when it comes to but the biggest thing she preaches is schoolwork. So with me, balancing football, workouts, and schoolwork is the biggest thing, because it happens so fast. You can be caught up on all your assignments, and next thing you know, you're just behind on everything. And sometimes I get caught behind, I'm not going to lie, but I have to play the catch-up game. The catch-up game is the worst. Yeah. you got to turn the assignments. Yeah, it's just the worst. You're like, "Oh, Mom, did you see this paper? Did you see that paper? Mom, I can't find anything." So it's just a mental aspect of just keeping everything organized. The biggest part is having good time management, though.
Yeah.
time management is the biggest key if you're a student athlete, because you got to balance workouts, school, and like football all in all.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest at Norfolk Myers, they really understand that part of being a student athlete. Yeah, and we have a tutor on our team.
Okay.
If you're struggling or need help with an assignment before practice, our coach will send you to the tutor for like a good hour. Make sure you get all your work done. Make sure you understand, and then they'll send you to practice. So
Yeah,
that's the best part. Our football team is just about football. They care about the athletic part about it first.
Yeah. No, that's great to have that support system. Hey, let's talk about North Fort Myers High School in terms of the administration and athletic department. Principal Deborah Diggs, I believe, and athletic director Joseph Bowen. Just talk about what they've, in terms of, again, supporting the football team athletics, but just that overall environment in the high school.
Yeah. So our AD, Coach Bowen, he was. He had a squad back in the days when I was like a kid, and he used to coach guys like Tyrell Johnson, just Mario Pender, just a whole lot of big names that were really had that aspect, that mental thing going on. And he was Coach Bowen can be a character sometimes, but it's all love at the end of the day. He does a lot. He sacrifices a lot for at the end of the day. We just got brand new jerseys too, all black uniforms.
Wow, so nice.
Yeah, I'm beyond thankful for that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're not just about football. They're about helping students before athletes.
Yeah.
They get that we're kids and they just want us to live our life and they want us to have fun with it too. So that's the part.
That's outstanding. Hey, let's talk about your family support. As you say, you're the baby of 5, 3 sisters, which are all in the medical field, and a brother in the military. So just talk about what they've meant to you in terms of your athletic, your academic, and your academic journey here, especially at North Fort Myers High School, Jaiden.
Yeah. So the thing is, none of my siblings went to North Fort Myers. They all went to different high schools. Cape Coral High School. Okay. They always bug me about it. Mom, why don't you switch into Cape Coral High School? Y'all graduated from there. I'm like, nah. But but with all my sisters being in the nursing field, I remember when I was younger, I used to be a test dummy because they used to do like, I forgot what the class anatomy. Yeah. They just used to label the different body parts and stuff. All that. That's the best thing about it. And having a sister in the medical field and the dental field is
you can't go wrong there.
You can't. So they're always consistently helping me in and out of school. Yeah, so whenever I'm struggling some science class or something, I just gotta go to them. And with my brother being in the military, it's hard because I barely see him. But we always play the game together. We always play a good little Madden, some Warzone or something. And just keeping that bond with him is really important to me.
That's great. Hey, just got a couple more left, Jaiden. Can't thank you for the time. You have so much pressure on you in terms of academics, athletics. You need to sort of kick back and de-stress. I know some of your hobbies, hanging out with friends, the beach, boating, fishing, and spending time with family. Just talk about those moments, the fact that you're able to clear your head and just, for that time, have that, just be able to relax and just enjoy life. Just talk about those moments.
Yeah. So our football team is like really close together. Like every weekend we're constantly doing something. We're always doing some team bonding. I think 2 weeks ago we went tubing in the ocean. I promise you, that was that was a humbling experience because I thought I could swim, but once you get thrown off the tube, it's a different story. I was like, it's a different story. But even when it's kids' birthday, like people on our team's birthdays, we always do something with them, like paintballing. We do paintballing, tubing, we go fishing. Even if it's like something simple as going to each other's houses and spending that time with each other, playing the game, or just going over there just to vibe out with each other, is really important too. And that's all I can ask for is a team that acts like that, is a family. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that, because this is not only now, but it'll carry, said beyond, graduation and then for years to come as well.
Yeah.
And
And
go ahead.
even it's like some like aspects, like sometimes we go places and we see other players that played at No Fort Myers, and we just hang out with them. We talk about our old coaches, like Coach Mack and all of them, and they'd be, he's still tough on y'all, and be like, yeah. So it's a big thing with us. It's a big thing. It's a brotherhood at No Fort Myers, which is the best thing.
Okay, I have to ask you, when it comes to college or NFL, what particular wide receivers, cornerbacks you pay attention to, and sort of say, hey, that's some of the things that they do on the field. I can apply to my game as well, Jaiden.
A good influence I look at is CeeDee Lamb or Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
For receiver wise, because I watch their videos on Instagram all the time of them working out, and sometimes I go to the field and see if I could replicate and do what they do. Because if I could do it on a high school level, imagine when I get to the next level or the NFL level, it's gonna come easier to me. And when you work that stuff, when you work it over and over and over, when it comes natural and one-on-ones, it makes everything much more simple. Learn how in 7-on-7, learn how to find the hole, get open, make the catch. It all comes natural when you work that craft over and over again. So, those are the two.
Repetition. That's really what it comes down to. Again, having that solid work ethic, which you've been able to exemplify, said for a number of years. I was wondering, when it comes to football, what are some of the intangibles that really stand out to you? Whether it's during a game, a practice, training that, I could see, obviously you're so passionate about the game. What is it about that you just continue to play, year after year, Jaiden?
Yeah. Football, it's a tough love sport. You know what I mean? Some days you're gonna be like, dang, I don't want to play this no more. I want to quit. But then you have the other days where you just, oh yeah, I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling it. I want to play. But in order to play the game of football, you have to bring that mentality all the time, because football is a tough love sport. You could be good at it, but you may love the sport, but does the sport love back? You know what I mean? So basically I would say that having a good team and a good coaching staff is what really makes or break football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you don't have a good coaching staff or a good team, then that thing doesn't sit well. You sit well.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. Not having that, you have chemistry and the structure, and that's really what those. Once you have that, in place, solidified. I don't think there's anything, breaking, a team. Hey, I wanted to ask you about, we're in the age of social media, highlight videos. How have you been able to, tap into that? Of course, you have Huddle, for the highlight videos. Of course, social media, we got, Twitter, we got Instagram. There are a bunch of them out there, but just talk about, again, capitalizing on that, for you personally.
Yeah. So, personally, I get some football clips and I use TikTok as an example. TikTok, you can merge videos together and make a quick little highlight.
Yeah.
If you need like a good little 10, 15, 20-second highlight, you use TikTok. Or some things like, I forgot, I use an app called Vlogstar if I want to make like a long clip, like a long, like good 2-minute, 3-minute clip of me, just straight highlights. You know what I mean? With social media being an impact on what it has today, I feel like many more athletes need to start getting on social media, start promoting themselves, and start doing what they like. You're already on your phone. Why not, try and self-promote yourself and try and get your name out there? You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
The world's bigger than your city.
Yeah, no, I agree. Prospective colleges, coaches, recruiters, scouts out there. And I think you're in a perfect spot because you've overcome a lot of adversity in your life. And I know there are a lot of kids, said they're going to be watching this, and even younger athletes. What your advice and your message would be to those kids, that or maybe are in a similar situation or trying to find their pathway, in athletics and especially football. What would you say to them, Jaiden?
I would say just never give up. Never stop chasing your dream. Never stop chasing your dream. That's basically what I would say. If you love something, love it with everything you got in you. Because at the end of the day, if you don't make it in what you were trying to pursue, at least you can say, "I tried."
Yeah, no, it's
that you tried. You didn't give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, no, definitely. Well said. Okay, Jaiden, you get the final word here. Final message for family, friends, classmates, teammates, North Fort Myers High School, the administration athletic department, as well as the community as well of North Fort Myers. I give you the floor here, Jaiden.
I don't even know. No Fort Myers.
Anything that comes to your mind.
No Fort Myers family, we up, man. We're coming home with a state championship. Hopefully this year, we're gonna shock the world. People. The media has already doubted us since we went 5-5 last year, and we gonna come back this season. Last year we had like 6 players out. This year we got everybody back. So North Fort Myers team, the Red Knights, North Fort Myers community, we're up. We come home with one this year. Promise you that.
All right, well said. Hey, Jaiden, just an incredible honor and privilege, being able to interview you. I said, just, congrats on what you've been able to accomplish, on the field, off the field. And again, wishing you all the best, the rest of the team, the coaching staff here in the 2022 season.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.